Hello and welcome back. Tonight I made Ooey Gooey cinnamon rolls. Takes about 3 hours to make, but you can do all the work the night before, place it in the fridge, and bake it for 30 minutes when you wake up, and have a fantastic breakfast. I think it passed the taste test. So follow along, grab your ingredients, and let's get started.
This recipe list does repeat some ingredients, but they are used in different amounts at different times. Therefore, they are listed in the order and amounts in which they are used. Altogether, there is only a handful of ingredients. One thing is for sure, you will need lots of butter and sugar. As always, the recipe will be linked in the description below. To make the dough, start by dissolving 2 1/4 teaspoon dry active yeast and 1 teaspoon white sugar in a half cup of warm water. Set that aside for about 10 minutes. Heat 1/2 cup milk on the stove just until it bubbles. Remove from heat and mix in 1/4 cup white sugar and 1 teaspoon salt. Then add 1/4 cup butter and mix until fully incorporated and set aside. In a large bowl, add 1 1/2 cup of flour. Pour in the yeast mixture. Using the measuring cup, beat 2 eggs and then pour them into the bowl. Pour in the milk mixture from the stove. Stir well to combine. Next, we will add more flour in 1/2 cup increments, mixing well between each half cup. It may seem tedious, but it mixes quite well since this uses a lot of liquid with the dough. Once all the flour has been added, turn out on a floured surface and knead until smooth and elastic. You should be able to poke the dough and it should spring back. Lightly oil a large bowl and add the dough ball. Flip the ball of dough around to cover with oil. Now use a damp towel to cover and set aside in a warm location for about an hour. While the dough is rising, melt 3/4 cup of butter and 3/4 cup of brown sugar in a small saucepan, whisking until it's smooth. Prepare a 9 by 13 inch baking pan or dish by wiping with olive oil or butter. Now pour in the butter-sugar mixture evenly in the bottom of the pan. Sprinkle this with a half cup of chopped pecans. Now we can set this aside. Next, make the filling for the inside of the cinnamon roll. In a small bowl, combine 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of chopped pecans, and 1 tablespoon ground cinnamon. Mix this all together and set aside. When the dough has doubled in size, turn out on a lightly floured surface. Roll the dough into an 18 by 14 inch rectangle. Brush the dough with about 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Sprinkle with the brown sugar mixture. Leave about an inch or so on the outside uncovered. Starting with the long side, tightly and evenly roll the dough. Take your time and keep it tight. When it has been rolled, pinch the seams all the way across, as well as the seams on the end. Brush the log with about 1 tablespoon of melted butter. Using a serrated knife, cut off the misshapen ends and cut the remaining log into about 12 rolls. I used the length from the tip of my fingers to the first knuckle to measure about an inch. Place the rolls in 3 by 4 rows. Throw the scraps in a Tupperware, and you can make them in a toaster oven for a quick bite sometime. Cover this to rise for an hour. When the hour is close, go ahead and preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Cook the cinnamon buns in the preheated oven for 25 to 30 minutes or until golden brown. Let the pan cool for about 3 minutes, then invert onto a serving platter. Scrape the remaining filling from the pan and place on the rolls. However, don't let them cool. These are best eaten warm. They're pretty good the next day when the coating hardens. It has a caramel outer texture with a light and fluffy inside. Since this does take some time, you can make these the night before and do the second rise in the refrigerator overnight and pop into the oven in the morning. This is no doubt the best cinnamon rolls I have ever had, and I know you will enjoy them too. Thanks for watching, and check back soon for more great recipes.